Previously on Duza Bear Plus.
Does anyone smell that? What's going on? No idea, Bear. 1 minute we were in the studio, and the next we are here.
It is I, your glorious, shirtless leader, Don Old Jessica Trump, here to tell you that you've been removed from the airwaves for my safety.
You can't do this. We're a streaming service.
Oh, did it and done.
But our subscribers will notice.
We've taken care of that too. I got rid of all the pluses.
People will notice, right?
It depends on what they've replaced us with, I suppose.
Can we change the station, please?
That's not a radio.
What?
That's me.
Yeah. I didn't know you had that sort of range.
Yeah, well, haven't you ever heard of bird calls?
Yeah, well, can you pick up a news station at least?
Yeah, I just told you I'm a robin, not a radio.
Yeah, and I don't care. Not knowing what's going on is driving me insane. It's a short trip. What was that, Bear? Nothing? Yeah, damn straight, nothing. Can you at least play something a little more energetic?
I suppose, I think you're, I know.
No, not that. We can't afford that. We're in a gulag. Do you really think Disney's going to... Holy crap. What is it?
It's a cease and desist from Mouse Corps threatening us with legal action for public performances of their trademarked music rights.
That was bloody fast, wasn't it? Eh? Huh.
They sure are pervasive, aren't they?
Yikes. Good evening, and welcome to the Azudre Report America. Since everyone at Fox News has joined Trump's cabinet, we remain both America's only state-approved news service and the most trusted streaming service in Trump's America. All hail King Donald, the 45th and 47th king of the free-to-offend, non-woke, anti-Antifa world. Tonight, we discuss the increasingly inappropriate criticism of President Donald Trump by famous people who should all shut up and focus their energies on making music the president can then do whatever this is to at rallies. Woof. Also, Republican Senator Joni Ernst defends Medicaid cuts with the bloody obvious phrase, "We are all going to die," proving once again all Republican policy is part of an officially sanctioned cull of the U.S. population. Which is a good thing, and something that should finally resolve both the housing crisis, inflation, and all traffic problems. Huzzah! And we'll discuss the increasing demand in America for a Trump-inspired taco made of chicken on a soft shell that is badly dusted with Cheeto cheese powder. I don't get it. I don't I am being told that under no circumstances should patriotic Americans search the hashtag Trump Taco or President Taco is very bad. Ugh, great. Now all I can think about is searching both of those and getting a chicken soft taco. Ugh, I don't know how this was supposed to accomplish anything good. Fine. Moving on. A grouchy-looking tortoise was rescued from a Christmas Day fire of his own making in the United Kingdom. The 45-year-old reptile who lives in the city of Essex accidentally started a small house fire by knocking a heat lamp on his bedding one morning, according to the Essex County Fire and Rescue Service. After neighbors heard a smoke alarm and contacted authorities, firefighters found the flame in one room and extinguished it, only to find the shelled suspect in the midst. I'm pleased to report that Azureb Minus is the first news agency to get an exclusive interview with the tortoise. Welcome, Victor!
Thank you, but let's clarify something right away if we can.
Certainly.
I take great exception to being labeled either angry or grouchy. As a tortoise, I have very little control over my expression, which can be most accurately described as irascible at best and irritated at worst.
Forgive, no offense was intended. Moving on. Can you share with our viewers how the fire started?
Right. So it was tea time, mid-afternoon on Christmas Day, and I was scurrying about my container for a bit of a dash.
Scurrying?
Oh, I'm sorry, dear boy. Is this your story or mine?
No, please continue.
Anyway, as I was saying, scurrying about, bit of a dash, then the heat lamp, which I don't mind pointing out was not professionally installed, comes off the sidewall and lands on my blankie.
Excuse, Blanky?
Oh, yes, I call my blanket a blankie. Is that all right with you, or do you have something patronizingly snarky to share first?
No, please continue.
Well, anyway, next thing you know, the cheap bedding, which was clearly made of highly flammable materials, not at all adhering to safety codes, I might add, began smoldering and then caught fire. Thankfully, the fire detector batteries had actually been recently replaced and the bloody thing went off. Although, with a nausea-inducing volume, I don't mind adding.
And thus the crisis was averted and you were saved.
Yes, well, the neighbors called the authorities and the firefighters quickly extinguished the blaze. Mind you, they did that before pulling me out of the thick of it. As usual.
What do you mean, as usual? Have you done this before?
No comment.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing your story. Moving on.
And now it is time for Puppets and Potatoes with your host, Natasha Verminsky.
Greetings, comrade liberal patriots, and a particular welcome to our allies in the now aligned with Russian interest nation of America. I'm your host, Natasha Verminsky, and this is Puppets and Potatoes. Our first story has to do with state-disapproved media, specifically the domestic terrorists junking up the airwaves in U.S. late-night television. Can you believe that more than 90% of their comments about the dear leader puppet Trump are negative? I know. Every time Putin's beloved minion opens his mouth and says something, these unpatriotic monkeys mock him. I mean, acetaminophen is a difficult word to say. Oh, sorry. I mean, acetaminophen is a tough word to say. And naturally, since it's more commonly known as Tylenol, why wouldn't our dear leader simply go with that? Not mockable at all. In fact, joining me now, U.S. President for life, Donald Jesus Trump. Mr. President.
Well, you can call me Donald.
Oh, really?
Of course not. I'm a great leader, the greatest of all time.
Goat?
No thanks, I've already eaten, and I'm running the hottest country in the world. No country is hotter.
Is that because of the climate change?
Oh, that's a hoax. We're hot because we're both young and beautiful, and we like 'em young and beautiful, don't we, folks? We love the young ones.
Oh dear. Yes, so you keep saying, Mr. President. In order to cut down on your negative press, have you ever considered talking less?
Why would I do that?
Well, sir, it just seems like you misspeak rather frequently, so maybe if you spoke less, there'd be less to get wrong, and everyone could get a solid night's sleep once in a while.
Yes, but I can't flood the zone if I'm not talking. I need to talk. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have to talk to breathe, and you wouldn't want me to stop breathing, would you, Natasha?
Ooh, absolutely not, sir. I love it when you talk. It's like that year or was it the week, I'm not sure now, that I spent at Guantanamo Bay under Obama, where they played loud music 24/7 while flicking the intense lights on so I couldn't sleep.
Exactly, Nasty. Can I call you Nasty? I bet you like it when people call you Nasty.
Not really, no, sir.
Okay, Nasty. My talking is part of the zone flooding to keep the Dems off balance so they can't stick to any one target of attack.
Because every day you make yourself a target of several attacks?
Exactly, and that's what the media should be reporting, how good I am at keeping the Dems from focusing on anything very long. You want to see my latest tactic for distracting the Dems?
Sure.
Oh, look at the keys, Chuck. Pretty effective, huh?
Mr. President, do you really think that will work on the Democrats?
Have you ever met Chuck Shoemaker-Levy?
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have.
I could keep going. I'm very good at keeping going. I'm like the Energizer Bunny, but gas-powered.
Yes, we've noticed the smell. Thank you, Mr. President.
My teleprompter went out at the UN, and I kept going for an hour without any assistance.
Yes, we all saw you reading instead from that big binder you had.
Come to think of it, I think you are nasty.
And that's all the time we have for Politics and Potatoes today. I am your host, Natasha Verminsky. Next time, we'll ask Secretary Lutnick to explain how tariffs are bringing the cost of things down if potatoes now cost $45 a pound.
Oh, fake news. We've lowered the cost of potatoes by 10,000%. You actually get $1 million for every potato you buy. We're the best. I'm the greatest. Great nation of Aberbab Alaban is making a statue of me on a gold toilet in their capital city because of all the wars I've stopped. Peace pies, please.
Thank you for watching Puppets and Potatoes. Coming up next on Azul Ray Minus, required viewing with Hoodlum Penguin and Old Goat. Stick around, or else.
Thank you for watching Azul Reb. Azul Reb is watching you. We now present Required Viewing with your host, Comrade Old Goat and Hoodlum Penguin. Welcome to Required Viewing. I'm your host, Hoodlum Penguin, and I am your other host, Comrade Old Goat. And a warm welcome to our viewers in America and its new 51st state of America North, formerly known as Canada. Enough coddling and niceties, Hoodlum. Get to business. Fascist. Comrade. Tonight, Required Viewing focuses on the interview of Canadian Christo-fascist leader Pierre Poilievre by dietetic robot professor and incel guru Dr. Jordan Peterson. Personally, I thought it was tiring. Peterson has a tendency to idealize the past and uses his fervent embrace of radical individualism as evidence for his conservatism. However, his social dynamics, that being the facilitating appeal of similar internet personalities, suggests he is tapping into the self-improvement market among alienated and sexually disgusting young men, commonly referred to as incels, by advocating a form of hyper-misogynistic spirituality as a panacea for their failure to attract mates in an increasingly corrupt and anti-empathic society. Quit with rubbish talk, Hoodlum Penguin. What of interview with Pierre Poilievre? It was nonsense. Let's take a look.
It's not the Americans' fault. It's our fault. We're stupid.
Yeah, man, bummer. I'm sorry, Hoodlum. I thought Poilievre was a politician. That is correct, Comrade Old Goat. In what universe does insulting your own electorate result in an election victory? None. He even lost his own seat in the recent election and had to oust another party member from the safest northern backwater in the country. A riding that would have elected a carrot were it the only conservative candidate put forward, all just so he could corruptly return to Parliament and his free government housing. Despite being an anti-socialist, he's actually a bit of a leech. Incredibles. So, Hoodlum Penguin, would you recommend the Poilievre interview by Peterson as required viewing? Niet, comrade. Well, the entire 45 minutes is a skin-crawling excursion into the world of toxic masculinity. The participants are the biggest dweebs on the planet. They're in fact an argument against masculinity. For once, Hoodlum Penguin, I completely agree. Unless the viewer wants to see a fawning discussion between the dweebs delusionally believing themselves to be tough guy alpha males, this is to be avoided at all costs. Hard pass!
Coming up on a special bonus report, Azud Rayab discusses America's new underwater jet planes, Qatar finding Trump's good side, U.S. tariffs, and in an exclusive interview, Azub speaks with the great escaper himself, a tortoise in Cumbria, England.
Okay, I don't think that's it. There maybe. What about here? Okay, that perhaps, yes. Okay, I've reversed the contacts. That should be it. Seriously, are we broadcasting now? Well, either that or I'm electrocuting a small old woman in Schenectady. Oh, let's get it started. All right, you ready, Bear? Sure? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to a special remote edition of This Hour Has 7 Minutes. I'm your host, Duza. And I'm your other host, Vassie Vermicelli. We start off with the second inaugural of President Don Gump on January 20th, 2025. Just prior to which saw the Duza studios being gassed with all personnel arrested and put in this gulag somewhere presumably in Russia. In other words, help! Help! We've been arrested and illegally detained while our country has been annexed as the 51st state against our will. Help! Vassie? Help! Help! Help!
Ha! Nice try, little dimwit. But you fail to understand that I control the main throttle of the studio signal. I can zip here.
Oh, crap.
I can zip there.
Hey.
I can zip here. I can zip there. Ha! And now this. Good evening and welcome to the Azud Rayab Report America. Since everyone at Fox News has joined Trump's cabinet, we are now America's only state-approved news source. Tonight, we discuss the Navy's new underwater jet planes. Oof. Qatar being America's new best friend, and how tariffs are paid for by other countries, even though those costs aren't applied to the goods until they arrive in America and the monies go right to Trump's golf courses. But first, a tortoise in Cumbria, England went missing 9 months ago after escaping its owner's garden. The reptile was found a mile away and has now been returned to its owners. I'm pleased to report that Azud Rayab Minus is the first news agency to get an exclusive interview with the tortoise. Welcome, Leonardo Etches.
No Etches?
Forgive. My understanding was your owner's name is Rachel Etches. Common practice would be to apply their surname to you.
If you're an imperialist scum, why not give me my owner's name, eh?
Again, forgive. Was not my meaning to insult. Moving on. As turtles are notoriously slow, can you explain to our viewers how you were able to get almost a mile away and how no one saw you?
Right, well, this went my first time, yeah. I escaped a few years ago, but was caught in a few days later.
Really?
I don't know if you can tell, mate, but we're not fast animals. I'm lucky if I can cover a couple of yards an hour.
So, explain. How did you get a mile away without anyone noticing? Were they not actually looking for you?
No. See, the first time I got away, I made the mistake of staying out in the open. This time, I got into the thicket pretty quick. Then rested during the day so I could make my moves in the dark. See, that's how I got down across that main road. Once I got to the grassy bits, it was just a matter of not moving when anyone was around, so I didn't draw attention to myself, you know?
Amazing. And by doing this, you made it a whole mile in 9 months.
I got farther, but the gap to the first step of the coach into town was several times my height. There was also that bit when I slipped into the creek.
But would not that have made it easier for you?
No, mate. The tortoises aren't turtles. We don't have flippers. Can't swim at all.
Oh, goodness.
I thought I was going to drown until I made it back to shore.
How deep was the creek?
Well, nearly an inch.
An inch?
Took me almost a day to recover from that.
So, you were eventually spotted then?
Oh, yeah. That damn dog knocked me out. The bloody bastard. Never trust a bulldog, mate. They're snitches.
True.
And now you're back home, once again under the heat lamp. How does that feel? Nice?
They're friggin' cooking me here.
Oh, goodness.
This bloody thing could roast potatoes.
So, does this mean you'll be trying to escape again?
Bloody bet on that. Can't wait to taste the free ground under my feet again. You don't appreciate liberty until you've really had a taste, you know?
No, I am ward of state, and I'm told that I love it. Thank you for sharing your story.
Moving on, and thank goodness, I swear if I see one more tortoise-related news story, I'm going to lose my coconuts! Ugh.
This concludes another broadcast day on Azureb Minus, the interweb's best streaming service. Don't bother to check, just obey. Good night.
Oh, we've got to get out of here.